After the A-list actress and I got married, she had our baby and then divorced me. I took our daughter and disappeared. The original me ran into a flash flood and drowned. That's when I took over his body. After 3 years of hard work, I'd made something of myself. Today, I was with my daughter at her school spring fling. A reporter cornered us. "Mr. Cole, how come we don't see your wife here today?" Before I could answer, my daughter piped up, "Daddy says Mommy got eaten by a shark." And just like that, Jessica Thorne, carrying a camera like a bazooka, was storming toward us. I deadpanned. "And who are you?" My daughter added, "Is she a crazy person?" "Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are." After my daughter, Luna, finished her performance, I planted a big, loud kiss on her cheek. A young female reporter, seeing the tender moment, pushed through the crowd with her live-streaming rig. "Mr. Cole, your daughter was wonderful," she gushed. "How come we don't see your wife here to support her?" Before I could open my mouth, Luna beat me to it. "Daddy says Mommy got eaten by a shark." "Luna, you're a real genius," I muttered, ruffling her hair. "Maybe we should cut back on those smart yogurts." I paid no mind to the stunned looks on everyone's faces. "You were amazing today, sweetie," I told her. "As a reward, how about no homework for the rest of the week?" "Thanks, Daddy. Love you." Luna made a peace sign with her fingers and planted 2 slobbery kisses on my cheeks. I scooped her up and started walking away from the stage, humming a little tune. "Oh, the best dad in the world is mine. Without a dad, you can't feel fine. In Daddy's arms, the sun will shine." Luna started humming along, adding her own little flourish. F. and Cole. Jessica Thorne, radiating pure murderous intent, charged at us with her camera still hoisted on her shoulder. The singing stopped. Luna and I stared at each other, wide-eyed. I played dumb. "And who are you?" Luna, my perfect little wingman, whispered, "Is she a crazy person?" Jessica's chest heaved with fury. Her face was a thundercloud. "Is this how you're raising our child?" I shot back. "Is there a problem?" You're unbelievable," Jessica stammered, too angry to form a complete sentence. "You're the one who walked out on me and our daughter for your career," I said, my voice cold. "Now that things aren't going so well, you think you could just waltz back into our lives. I'm telling you right now, that's not happening." Luna peeked out from behind my leg. "Daddy's right." Jessica's icy gaze flickered down to her, and Luna immediately zipped her lips. Dad was right, Luna thought, and somehow I heard it clear as day. Mommy's career must be in the toilet if she's coming back for us now. And she shows up empty-handed? The nerve. Jessica's eyes widened. She hadn't seen Luna's lips move, but she'd heard the voice. Was she hearing her daughter's thoughts? I quickly knelt and covered Luna's mouth. "Don't say such things," I whispered. "I'll read you an extra chapter of Harry Potter tonight, if you're good." Luna clapped her hands in agreement. Jessica's eyes narrowed suspiciously at me. "Ethan Cole, I told you," she said, her voice sharp. "If you don't take proper care of Luna, I'll have her sent to live in Europe. You can't even guarantee her basic needs are met. She's only suffering with you." Suffering? I almost laughed out loud. In the 3 years since I'd woken up in this body, I had used the knowledge from my past life to build a fortune so large I couldn't even count it. I'm not suffering. I'm living a high life with Daddy. You want me to live with you in that stupid tour bus you call a home? Even a dog wouldn't live in that tacky mansion. Oh, lady, you have no idea how amazing the man standing in front of you really is. Jessica froze on the spot. Here she was, an A-list, Oscar-winning actress, getting completely dissed by her own daughter. No, she thought. I have to stay. I have to see for myself. Is he really that amazing? But her daughter's thoughts couldn't be lying. Just then, her agent, a sharp-faced woman named Roxanne, rushed over. "Jessica, we have to go. The director is having a meltdown on set." Jessica shot me one last look before being dragged away. I took Luna home on my electric scooter to an old, unassuming house in the hills. From the outside, it looked like a relic. Inside, it was a different world. Seeing Jessica today had put me on high alert. It also brought back memories of our first time together. The Cole family had gone bankrupt. My predecessor's parents had jumped from a skyscraper. After their funeral, he was left with only a few $100s to his name. Desperate, he took a job as a busboy at a high-end hotel in Beverly Hills to pay off the remaining debts. Jessica Thorne was the reigning queen of Hollywood. Her acting was so, but she was breathtakingly beautiful, the kind of woman men told dirty jokes about in hushed tones. One look at her, and I'm ready to go. I'd give up 10 years of my life for one night with her. 2 bad goddesses like that are completely out of reach for guys like us. He couldn't stand listening to it and went outside for some air, and that's when he ran into her. She'd been drugged. The moment she saw him, she threw her arms around his neck. You, she'd slurred. You're with me tonight. I'll give you 1,000. No, $10,000. How about it? I'm not for sale. But when he saw the crisp $100 bills, he caved. It was a cash for sex deal. She ravaged him all night. He walked away with the 10,000 plus an extra grand as a tip. She got him a cushy job where he basically did nothing. But whenever she called him over, he'd be sore for days. A few months later, her belly started to swell. We went to the courthouse and got married. No wedding, no ceremony. I worked my ass off to pay back the last of the family debt. When you're dead, the debts die with you, so it wasn't much. The day our daughter, Luna Cole, was born, I made the final payment. Jessica's career was taking off. Her agent, Roxanne, used our daughter to threaten me into staying quiet. I had no choice. Back then, I was powerless. I tried to talk to Jessica, but I walked in on her having a cozy business lunch with a hot young actor. I decided to set her free. I took Luna and went somewhere no one could find us. A week later, I received the signed divorce papers in the mail. When we finalized the divorce, we barely exchanged a word. As she was leaving, she tossed a credit card at me. I threw it right back in her face. I'm not for sale. I'm a man, not a plaything. And I can make a comeback. Unfortunately, that's when a flash flood hit. He managed to push Luna to the safety of the riverbank. As he drowned, his last desperate wish must have been what I saw as a flash of light entering my mind. Whoever you are, please take care of my daughter. And then I was here. I was still me, but with all the memories of another life on another earth. His lingering will compel me to care for this little girl, from her birth until now, 3 years later. She had completely melted my heart. The best part? I could hear her thoughts. It was endlessly amusing. And now, here was Jessica Thorne, blocking the gate to my property. Standing right behind her was that same hot young actor, Ryan Vance. I couldn't believe she'd found me this fast. This doesn't look good. 2 against 2. We're at a slight disadvantage. Oh crap, is my birth mother really trying to find me a new stepdad? Jessica shot Luna a sideways glance before her eyes landed back on me. The old gotta-pee excuse, she said, her voice dripping with sarcasm. How many times are you going to use that one? Doesn't it get old? What happened to your promise? You swore you would take care of Luna, that you wouldn't let her suffer for a second. She gestured dismissively at the gate. And you have her living in this dump? This yard is smaller than my dog's kennel back home. With that, she shoved the gate open. I tried to stop her, but it was too late. The gate swung inward, and she froze. Inside was a private swimming pool and a sprawling garden covering several acres. As far as the eye could see, there were rare and expensive flowers and trees, some of which she'd never even seen before. She suddenly remembered her daughter's inner thoughts. No wonder Luna didn't want to live in her tacky mansion. Even Jessica was mesmerized by this hidden paradise. Then she saw the smug look on Ethan's face. She'd been played by this father-daughter duo. Fine, she huffed. I was just using that as an example. I decided to play along. Well, you've seen the house. You should feel relieved now, right? Jessica suddenly strode toward me and grabbed the front of my shirt. What? Are you that eager to get rid of me? Weren't you the one who said you never wanted to see me again? I felt my heart pound in my chest and fought the urge to push her away. Jessica, don't let him fool you. Ryan Vance, the pretty boy actor standing next to her, suddenly spoke up. His eyes were full of jealousy and a hint of malice as he looked at me. But was I afraid of him? He was nothing. I scoffed. What? You want to be her knight in shining armor? Ryan Vance was signed to the same studio as Jessica, and they were often linked in the tabloids to promote their new projects. I'd already investigated what happened back then. It was Ryan who had bribed Roxanne to set up the whole situation between me and Jessica. Before Jessica could respond, he grabbed her hand. Jessica, don't fall for his act. This can't be his house. He's probably just the security guard here, trying to get your attention. You're a liar, Luna shouted without hesitation. Her inner voice followed. You clueless pretty boy. All your energy must go into chasing women. You hick. You've probably never even seen a real estate in your life. Jessica's sharp gaze shot toward me. I glared right back. I hadn't said a word. You glare at me. I glare at you. Seeing our silent exchange, Ryan's jealousy flared. He barked at his men. What are you waiting for? Get the girl away from this loser. At his command, 2 burly men started advancing toward me. I sneered, but before I could make a move, Luna waved her little hand. All right, boys, grab your shovels, grab your rakes. Let's get him. The landscaping crew that had been working nearby instantly dropped what they were doing and surrounded the 2 goons, tools in hand. 10 against 2. We had the overwhelming advantage. Luna, holding a lollipop like a commander's baton, stood at the front, looking every bit the part of a tiny gang leader. Slap! Jessica spun around and smacked Ryan Vance across the face. If you dare lay a single finger on my daughter, I will make sure you are never heard from again. Ryan stood there, stunned, not daring to make a sound. It made sense. Jessica was an Oscar winner. He was just a primetime TV star. Though it was only one tier of difference in Hollywood, that tier was a chasm. There were only a handful of actresses at her level in the U.S. Jessica had clawed her way to the top on looks alone. So even though he was humiliated, he knew better than to cross her. Luna's eyes twinkled like little stars. Mommy is so cool. So badass. You're my queen. But Daddy says girls who are always fighting won't ever get married. Jessica's mood was a roller coaster. 1 second she was on top of the world, the next she was plummeting. No, this won't do. He's only had her for 3 years, and this is what he's taught her. He was an unfit father. Realizing this, she turned back to Ryan. That's enough. You can all go home now. Ryan shot me a venomous glare before reluctantly leading his 2 bodyguards away. And you? I asked. When I looked again, Jessica was already leading Luna into the yard. Sir, should we still move these things? One of the landscapers asked. Take them all back. Double bonuses for everyone this month. With that, I hurried after them. If I didn't keep an eye on Luna, she'd sell me out completely. Honestly, Jessica's tactics were so transparent. I could see right through her deliberate act. But Luna was still young, and her protective instincts were in overdrive. She'd fallen right into Jessica's trap. I'd have to have a talk with her later. Mom, look, this is the wishing tree. Luna chattered away. Daddy said that as tall as this tree grows, that's how long I'll live. I followed behind them, my heart sinking. Jessica kept glancing back at me, a strange look in her eyes. But when she noticed only 2 lockets hanging on the tree's branches, her brow furrowed. She took a locket from around her own neck and hung it on a branch. There, that's better. I said dismissively. It's too late to add it now. The lockets have to be on the tree from the beginning for the wish to work. Is that right? Luna couldn't quite remember. But I remember Daddy saying that you can tie the lockets together with a red string, she thought. Then your fates will be intertwined, and you'll share everything. Too bad Mom doesn't know, and I can't exactly tell her. A small smile played on Jessica's lips. She pulled a jade pendant out of her pocket and carefully unfastened the red silk cord tied to it. She was about to tie all 3 lockets together, but then she paused. Instead, she tied just mine and hers together. Luna, sweetie, she said, turning to her. Look, did Mommy do it right? Luna looked back at me, her expression clearly saying, this wasn't my idea, it was all her. I gently pinched her cheek. Just a blind squirrel finding a nut. Jessica grinned, and it was a genuinely happy, radiant smile. It was rare to see the Ice Queen melt like that. After that day, Jessica started coming over every other day. She got smarter. Knowing Luna didn't need any more toys, she started bringing mountains of snacks instead. And Luna was a total foodie. She went from tentatively calling her mama once or twice to chattering mommy nonstop. But the peace didn't last. Luna started picking up all sorts of internet slang from me. It drove Jessica so crazy she'd find a reason to pick a fight with me several times a day. It got so bad I started hiding from her. The woman was exhausting. Just then my phone rang. It was Roxanne. Ethan Cole, she warned, her voice like gravel. Don't forget what you promised me. Just hearing her voice made my blood boil. The original Ethan had been screwed over by this woman, left alone for 3 years. When I didn't answer, her tone grew more impatient. You're not thinking of backing out, are you? Jessica's single girl image is crucial right now. It's her ticket to a global career. Or is it money you want? Fine. Name your price. How much will it take to keep you quiet? Stop it. A man's voice suddenly cut in on her end of the line. I could picture the scene perfectly, but I was done being patient. Do I look like I need your money? I snapped. If you're so sick, go see a doctor. Get Jessica Thorne out of my life. I don't want to see her for another day. And stop threatening me. I'm not the same man I was 3 years ago. Daddy, don't be sad. I just hung up when a little ball of fluff launched herself into my arms. I lifted her up, explaining it was just a few gophers. Daddy already took care of them. Jessica walked over. Was that Roxanne causing trouble again? She asked softly. So you're not as dumb as you look? I muttered, studying her seriously. For someone so sharp, you'd think her acting wouldn't look like it was done in front of a green screen. It was baffling. Your dear agent tried to pull the same stunt as 3 years ago, I said. Tried to pay me for my silence. I didn't take her dirty money then, and I sure as hell won't take it now. Jessica stood there stunned. She had explicitly told Roxanne to wire me $10,000 a month in child support. Was Ethan lying? But she knew he was wealthy now, rich beyond the need for such petty lies. That left only one possibility. Roxanne had been lying to her all along. Ethan Cole was not the leech Roxanne had painted him to be, the parasite who would cling to her forever. In fact, she was the one acting like a stray dog, using their daughter as an excuse to hang around. "I'll investigate this and clear your name," Jessica said, her voice firm. She had already decided to look into it discreetly as soon as she got back. Watching the father and daughter playing happily together, she couldn't help but think back to that night 3 years ago. On impulse, she stepped forward and wrapped her arms around both of us from behind. Jessica's embrace sent a jolt of fire through me. This woman was playing with matches. Fortunately, my 20 years of celibacy in my past life gave me the willpower to resist. "Let go," I said through clenched teeth. "No." Luna's inner voice chimed in. "Bad woman. Let go of my daddy. I agreed to call you mommy, so you would play with me, not so you could steal my daddy. If you keep this up, you can go back to your stupid tour bus. Mansion." The yard fell silent. Jessica and I stared at each other. Luna was genuinely angry now, her brow furrowed. "Daddy, I don't want a mommy anymore." I pointed at Jessica and burst out laughing. Luna, my loyal sidekick, joined in. Jessica's brow tightened. "Luna, don't worry. Mommy isn't going to steal daddy from you." Luna's face changed in an instant. "Mommy, I was just kidding. Of course I want you. I would never abandon you." A dark cloud passed over Jessica's heart. "You wouldn't abandon me? A second ago, you were looking at me like you wanted to murder me." "Luna, sweetie, you're the best daughter in the world." At the praise, Luna's face lit up with a huge smile. Looking at them, you'd never guess they were just at each other's throats. "So this is what they mean," I thought, "when they say a woman can change her mind faster than she changes her clothes." The moment was shattered by Jessica's ringing phone. She answered it, and I could hear the conversation clearly. "Jessica, you need to see the news. The media found out about your divorce. It was Roxanne. You have to release a statement immediately. Deny everything. Say you've never even been in a serious relationship. If Ethan Cole doesn't cooperate, I'll have the studio's legal team handle him." I pulled out my phone. Sure enough, news of her divorce was the top trending story on Twitter. Jessica Thorne was married. Who is the mystery husband? "OMG, Jess, we just want you to be happy." Of course, the comments were also flooded with angry fans, trolls, and declarations of unstanding. Luna leaned her head against my arm. "Daddy, why are those people being so mean to Mommy?" I shot a pointed look at Jessica. "Your mother told a lie. Now people are calling her out on it." Jessica's face was grim. She made a quick call, said a brief goodbye to me, and hurried off. The moment she was gone, I started packing. If I didn't get out of here, this place would become ground zero for a media circus. I could handle the trouble, but I hated the hassle. Luna was only 3. Missing a little preschool wouldn't hurt. But just as I was dragging our suitcases to the car, ready to relocate, I came face to face with Jessica and her parents. The sight of the 3 of them standing there, blocking my escape, made my blood boil. An ambush. I knew it. Jessica was planning to chain herself to me for good. She angrily threw her own suitcase on the ground and yelled, "Ethan Cole, you already ran away for 3 years. Why do you have to run again? Can't you just stay in one place for once? I want to have a home to—" "Wait, where's your ring?" Her tirade stopped short as her eyes fixed on my bare finger. Her parents gently took Luna to one side, giving us space. "But we're divorced," I said awkwardly. "If I remember correctly, you were the one who wanted it. As for the ring, I lost it in the flash flood." Jessica's brow furrowed. "What are you trying to say? I'm her mother. Don't I have a right to take care of my own child? And as for the divorce, we can always—" "No," I cut her off quickly. "I don't want to." The last thing I wanted was to remarry an A-list actress and live my life under the constant scrutiny of paparazzi. That sounded worse than death. Since I was cornered, Luna and I had no choice but to stay for now. In the main hall of the estate, Jessica's father spoke first. "Ethan, I don't think hiding is a long-term solution. Luna is missing a mother's love, and that's not healthy for her development," her mother added, holding Jessica's arm. "Luna is our granddaughter. We won't allow her to be dragged around, hiding from place to place with you." Great. One of them couldn't beat me, so they called in reinforcements. I stood up abruptly, walked out of the room, and came back with a document, the divorce agreement. It clearly stated that Jessica Thorne voluntarily relinquished all custody rights to their child. "That's impossible," Jessica cried out. "I would never sign something like that." She tried to deny it, but there was no mistaking her signature at the bottom of the page. The undeniable proof was a slap in the face to all 3 of them. Jessica's father shot up from his chair, grabbed a rolled-up newspaper from a nearby table, and started swatting Jessica with it. "How could I have raised such a heartless daughter? To abandon your own child? Are you even human?" Her mother tried to intervene a few times, but finally just said, "Don't hit her face. Get her on the butt, where it counts." For once, Jessica didn't try to dodge. The newspaper landed with a soft thud, like hitting a pillow. Luna snuggled into my arms, her big eyes blinking. "Daddy, is this what you call spanking someone till they see stars? But Grandpa has hit Mommy like 10 times already. Why aren't the stars coming out?" Her inner voice whispered, "There you go, Mommy. This is the best I can do for you. If you smile, it won't hurt as much." I had to bite my lip to keep from laughing, but I couldn't let Luna see her mom like this. Reluctantly, I stepped in and stopped him. Her parents exchanged a look and immediately ceased the performance. Her mother pulled out a first aid kit and tried to lead Jessica to a room to apply some ointment. Suddenly, Jessica dropped to her knees and grabbed my legs. "Ethan, you have to believe me. I never intended to abandon Luna. I only remember us agreeing to a temporary divorce, that we would remarry when the time was right. And the agreement clearly stated that I would give you $10,000 a month for child support." I cut her off. "How did you ever become an actress? How can you be so trusting of the people around you?" I laid out everything I had discovered over the past 3 years. Jessica's expression grew darker, her voice turning cold. "Roxanne? I treated her like a sister. Why would she betray me?" Her mother was about to speak, but Luna jumped in first. "I know the answer to that one, Mommy. Daddy says that when a woman betrays another woman, there are only 2 reasons. One is for a man, but you and Roxanne are both girls, so that's probably not it. So it has to be for money." I leaned down and kissed her cheek. "That's my girl. So smart." Jessica's face darkened. "Ethan Cole, what on earth are you teaching our daughter? She sounds like she's scheming in Game of Thrones." She learned that on her own." I mumbled, feeling a bit awkward. "I've told her a lot of classic stories. She listens a lot, so she picks things up." Luna, thinking I was praising her, was about to launch into another detailed explanation, but I quickly shushed her. From the look in Jessica's eyes, she was not amused. With everything out in the open, the tension finally broke. We all talked, and soon an agreement was reached regarding Luna. Because of my history as a flight risk, her parents would stay to supervise me. Jessica would go back to to handle her professional crisis, keeping the media storm away from the estate. Before she left, Jessica warned me again, "I'm not trying to take Luna from you. I'm just afraid you'll pack up and disappear again. And since you don't want to remarry, I won't bring it up. For now." All right, you should go," I said, waving my hand dismissively. Through the security cameras, I could already see a couple of paparazzi lurking outside the main gate. "Before I go, I want to see her one more time." I followed her to the master bedroom. For the past 3 years, Luna had always slept with me. I tried hiring a nanny, but if she woke up in the middle of the night and I wasn't there, she would cry inconsolably. I figured it was because she'd been missing a mother's love from the start. Jessica looked at our sleeping daughter, a soft smile on her face. She looked so much like her. She was going to be a real heartbreaker one day. "My taste is impeccable," she thought, her gaze shifting to me. I quickly looked away. The heat in that look was too intense. "I'll have Walter drive you." Perhaps we were being too loud because Luna stirred. Her eyes fluttered open, saw me, and she immediately held out her little arms for a hug. "All right, sweetie," I teased, picking her up. "Were you even asleep? Or were you just eavesdropping on Mommy and me?" Luna grinned, revealing 2 perfect dimples. "No way. I just missed you, Daddy." But her eyes kept darting toward Jessica. I handed her to Jessica. "Don't worry. Your mom is just leaving for a little while." "Don't listen to your dad's nonsense," Jessica said, forcing a smile. "Mommy will only be gone for 3 days." She was smiling, but I could see tears welling up in her eyes. It made me realize that her love for our daughter was just as deep as mine. I had planned to stay out of her mess, but now I decided to help her. Just as she was about to leave, Jessica leaned in close and left a quick kiss on my cheek. "Keep the bed warm for me," she whispered. She dared to tease me? I heard 2 distinct giggles. I scooped up Luna and made to chase after her, but it was too late. I just hadn't expected Jessica to move so fast. She tore up her contract with the studio. She took Roxanne to court. She publicly announced that she had been married. She cleared the air about the staged romance with Ryan Vance. The whole thing blew up. The studio threatened to blacklist her, to put her career on ice. Her response? The very next moment, she released a statement announcing her retirement from acting. The series of bombshells sent her former studio into a tailspin. Not only did they lose their biggest star, but they also earned a reputation as a vampiric corporation that exploited its talent. Jessica's parents called her phone frantically, but all they got was her voicemail. Seeing how anxious they were, I quietly carried Luna to another room and made a call. "Hammer, I need you to protect someone from me." "Jessica Thorne." A hearty laugh came from the other end. That's it? A piece of cake. But what about that script you promised me, buddy? You'll have it in 3 days. You know I've got my hands full with Luna. Huh, don't give me that. Everyone knows you spend your days fishing and playing video games. All right, gotta go. Something's come up, I said, cutting him off before he could expose all my secrets. Luna's eyes were sparkling as she clung to my arm. Daddy, was that Uncle Hammer on the phone? I haven't seen him in forever. When is he coming to visit? I playfully tapped her nose. He's a big, grumpy guy. What's there to see? I think you're just after his cooking. Kids shouldn't be picky eaters. Jessica returned sooner than I expected, and she came back with a U-Haul's worth of boxes and bags. I immediately blocked her path. What is this? Are you moving in? She raised an eyebrow. I'm here to take care of my daughter. Is there a problem? What was this? She gets blacklisted by the industry, and now she thinks she can just freeload off me? Yes, there's a problem. The next moment, 2 voices shouted in unison. Jessica looked at me, then down at Luna. Luna, sweetie, don't you want Mommy to be here with you every day? Luna glanced at her, then tightened her grip on my arm. Mommy, you can't move in. Why not? Jessica asked, confused. Luna hesitated, looking from me to her. Her inner voice rang out. Seriously? You have the nerve to ask me why? It's so obvious what you're trying to do. You just want to move in so you can steal Daddy from me. And you secretly told Grandpa to convince Daddy to remarry you. You really think I'm just a dumb 3-year-old? I struggled to hold back a laugh. This kid was something else. Sharp as a tack. Hearing her daughter's thoughts, Jessica's face turned bright red. She shot me a desperate, pleading look. I just shrugged, giving her a look that said, "You're on your own?" Luna spoke up again, her voice full of concern. Of course it's for your own good, Mommy. You worked so hard making movies. Running back and forth between 2 places would be exhausting. I'd worry about you. Jessica understood then. She knew that even if she told Luna she had retired, her daughter would just come up with another excuse. She didn't push it. Instead, she rented a storage unit nearby for all her things. I couldn't just stand by. I walked over to Jessica. Aren't you going to take this stuff back to your mansion? I already brought it all the way out here, she said dismissively. It would cost money to haul it all back. But renting a storage unit here costs way more than the moving fee. I was about to argue, but Jessica had already pulled several large bags of snacks from her car. Luna, look what Mommy brought for you. Do you like them? With the promise of snacks, Luna quickly forgot about the moving situation. The 2 of them walked off side by side, munching away. I followed behind, my eyes fixed on Jessica. She hadn't given up on me yet. And maybe it was my imagination, but for someone who had just retired from a stellar career, she didn't look the least bit unhappy. A wave of unease washed over me. Jessica, are you really just giving up on your career like this? She turned and gave me a dazzling smile. Why would I want that old thing when I have this adorable daughter and this handsome man right here? Luna's inner voice cut in. Daddy, don't you get it? Mommy just wants to mooch off you. She's trying to make it sound all noble, but she probably doesn't make in a year what you make in a week. Mooch off me? Jessica pointed at herself, incredulous. Even at her worst, she could still pull in 8 figures a year. But then she looked around at the sprawling, perfectly manicured estate, and she fell silent. Compared to him, she really was small fry. There was no catching up now. Fine, she thought. I'll mooch. It's not so bad, mooching off your own husband. After a moment of silence, I spoke up. Jessica, you can't just let yourself go like this. Have you forgotten why you wanted the divorce in the first place? You should go back. I can't hold you back. The healthy glow on Jessica's face vanished, replaced by a pale shadow. As if remembering something, she stared at me intently. You're afraid of me. My heart skipped a beat. Afraid of her? Of course I was. I saw the hunger in her eyes. I was terrified she was going to eat me alive. I was already using the bathroom as an escape 3 times a night. Before I could answer, her gaze intensified. My phone rang. It was Roxanne. I didn't want to answer, but after a moment's thought, I stepped aside to take the call. Ethan Cole, we need to meet. Don't hang up, she said quickly. I have some information I think you'll be very interested in. Stop wasting my time, I grumbled. Just text me the time and place. Do you have any idea how valuable my time is? The other end went silent. Jessica walked over. Was that Roxanne? I've already filed a suit against her. I'm going to make her pay back every penny she stole. I waved my hand nonchalantly. Yeah, it was her. She wants to meet. I was thinking of meeting her anyway. Time to settle an old score. Nobody takes my money and gets away with it. She'll spit back every last cent. Jessica looked at me, puzzled. You're being very strange today. Strange? I'm helping you get your revenge, I called out as I walked away. Something's not right with you. Not right at all. I grabbed Luna's hand and turned away, not wanting to get into it. The next day, I arrived at the restaurant where I was meeting Roxanne. To be safe, I'd had my security team sweep the place beforehand. Ethan Cole, you're 20 minutes late. Don't you know my time is billed by the minute? I took out a debit card and tossed it on the table in front of her. Idiot. There's $100,000 in that account. That should cover my tardiness, right? Roxanne's initial anger quickly turned to glee. Ryan Vance was right. This guy had struck it rich. She figured with a little effort, she could get her hands on all that money. Ethan, I know you still have feelings for Jessica, and this time, I won't stand in your way, she purred. You have the money, I have the connections. We can work together, get Jessica a role in a major Hollywood blockbuster. Looking at her triumphant expression, I knew exactly what she was after. My money. But was my money really that easy to get? Roxanne, you seem to be forgetting one small detail. Jessica has retired. I can handle that, she replied instantly. The studio head is my uncle. If I say she's making a comeback, she's making a comeback. Ethan, the first time I saw you, I knew you were destined for greatness. I know these last 3 years raising Luna alone must have been lonely. I can keep you company. I cut her off. You slept with Ryan Vance. You really think I'd want your leftovers? So what? My skills in bed are in the top 1%. I held up my phone. Jessica, did you hear that? I said into the speaker. This is your beloved agent, a shark who eats people and doesn't even spit out the bones. Seeing her plan had been exposed, Roxanne dropped the act entirely. If you know what's good for you, you'll accept my offer. Otherwise, Jessica Thorne will never work in this town again. Jessica's voice, full of rage, crackled through the phone. Ethan, put her on. I'm going to settle this with her, once and for all. I sat back in a booth and waited for half an hour. When Roxanne returned, her face was a mask of fury. Ethan Cole, you two have really done it now. You'll be finished in the entertainment industry. There will be no place left for you. I pulled out my own phone and chuckled. We'll see about that. Before Roxanne could even savor her victory, her phone started ringing off the hook. With every call she took, the color drained further from her face. Finally, her knees gave out as she collapsed to the floor. It's all gone. Why is this happening to me? Roxanne's eyes were swollen and bloodshot. She snapped her head up and stared at me. Was it you? Who are you? Who are you really? I'm me, of course. But you could also call me. Before I could finish, a deep, powerful voice cut in. He's the man you'll never be able to touch. Seeing who it was, I clapped him on the shoulder. Hammer, is it done? Haha, my man. Let's go grab a drink first, he boomed, returning the gesture. His eyes flickered down to the pathetic heap that was Roxanne. Of course it's done. You know who you called. Is this the one who was giving my brother a hard time? He looked her up and down. Look at you. How can you even stand to live with yourself? I gave him a thumbs up. Hammer could tear someone down without using a single curse word. My right-hand man, always reliable. Roxanne was frozen in shock. You're Director Hammer. Why are you helping this? This new money nobody? You said. Hammer cut her off. He's my boss. Who am I going to help, him or you? Roxanne let out a strangled cry and passed out cold. Is she faking it? I asked. Hammer shook his head. Doesn't look like it. Her uncle's company just went bankrupt. She's probably scared he'll come after her. I nodded. Call an ambulance for her. Let's go get that drink. We were halfway through our first round when my phone rang. It was Jessica. Luna had been kidnapped by Ryan Vance. I couldn't believe he would go after my daughter, but something wasn't right. I had 2 bodyguards with Luna at all times. I hadn't received a single call from them. That could only mean one thing. The kidnappers were professionals. When I arrived at the location, an abandoned warehouse, Jessica was already there. The moment she saw me, she threw herself into my arms, a faint, almost imperceptible smile on her lips. Honey, I'm so sorry, she cried. I couldn't protect her. You can hit me, yell at me, do whatever you want. I gave Hammer a look, and we charged in the warehouse. The scene inside made me want to laugh and cry at the same time. Luna was sitting on a plush sofa, calmly directing my bodyguards as they took turns punching and kicking a tied-up Ryan Vance. Pay attention, guys, she commanded. Beat him to a pulp, but don't leave any visible marks. I rushed over and scooped her up, checking her from head to toe. Seeing she only had a few minor scrapes, I finally breathed a sigh of relief. I turned to the bodyguards. What the hell happened? Why didn't you call me the second something was wrong? The men exchanged nervous glances, their eyes darting toward Luna. Just then, my daughter planted a big kiss on my cheek. Daddy, don't be mad at them. It was my idea. I wanted to play a game of Little Red Riding Hood. So, she had deliberately played the victim, let the big bad wolf capture her, and then turn the tables on him for a thorough beatdown. On the floor, Ryan Vance was writhing in pain, trying to beg me for help. This little demon was ruthless. There are so many rats in here, I said loudly. Hammer, Let's go outside. Hammer roared with laughter. Look at this one. Fat and greasy. You can tell he's been eating well. Ryan's eyes rolled back in his head with rage, but tied up as he was, there was nothing he could do. Once we were outside, I called the police and an ambulance for him. A few minutes later, the cops arrived and took Ryan and his 2 accomplices away. With video evidence and multiple witnesses, he had no choice but to confess everything, even implicating the bigger fish behind him. Jessica, Luna is a child, but you should know better. I finally let out my frustration on her. No wonder she seemed more performatively anxious than genuinely terrified. Hammer laughed. Hey, brother, you can't blame your wife for this one. This little girl of yours is a clever one. She must have offered her mom a deal she couldn't refuse. I'll deal with her when we get home, I grumbled. The crisis was over. Hammer had to go tie up some loose ends, and I took Luna back to the estate. The moment we walked in, I knew something was wrong. Jessica's things, her furniture, her clothes, her personal effects were everywhere. I finally understood. The deal she couldn't refuse was Luna letting her move all her stuff into the estate. Jessica followed me in, not daring to say a word. I turned and looked at her. All right, stop with the long face. Who are you trying to fool? Hee hee, so you're not mad anymore. I reached out and curiously wiped a tear from her eye. Why would I be mad? Luna wanted to play a game. It wasn't your fault. Hearing this, Jessica stepped forward and wrapped her arms around my shoulders. I get it. I promise it won't happen again. Seeing her look so vulnerable for the first time, I didn't have the heart to push her away. I felt the warmth from her body seep into my shoulder, and a smile spread across my face. After a long moment, I put my arm around her. To make sure nothing like this happens again, we can't keep spoiling her. From now on, you'll be the bad cop, and I'll be the good cop. Jessica immediately put on a pitiful, puppy dog expression. You don't want to? Fine. Then you can move out. Jessica nodded her head so fast, it was a blur. That night, I regretted everything. After getting me drunk, Jessica climbed into my bed. Ethan Cole, you're so cruel, she sobbed. You're making me be the bad cop. Do you know how much Luna will hate me? She's already missed out on 3 years of her mother's love, and now you. What? Her little fist pounded on my chest, feeling like nothing at all. I pulled her into my arms. In the end, I was defeated. I used the bathroom as an escape twice that night. Our wedding was put on the calendar. I didn't care about hiding anymore. All I could think about was finding an excuse to get her back into acting. This kind of torture was more than I could handle. Thankfully, good news came from Hammer. Roxanne and the mastermind behind her had been arrested. I immediately kicked Jessica out of the house and made her the new president of my media company. The end. Jessica's story, my family had some money, but we weren't titans of industry. From the moment I stepped into the entertainment world, every resource I got, I earned with my looks. That one time, to land the role of the second female lead, I spent an entire night drinking with the investor and the director. They probably never expected my alcohol tolerance to be so high. After drinking both of them under the table, I got the part. I was heading to my hotel suite to find Roxanne when I bumped into Ethan Cole. I recognized him instantly. The disgraced young master of the Cole family. He was so handsome. On a whim, a thought popped into my head. I wanted to keep him. From there, things spiraled. I couldn't help it. My needs were hard to satisfy. One night, I watched him use the bathroom as an escape 3 times, and I just smiled. After we got together, I wanted to give him a good life. But my career was taking off, and with Roxanne and others whispering in my ear, I ended up signing the divorce papers. But I never imagined Roxanne would be so audacious as to embezzle our daughter's child support payments. Luckily, 3 years later, I found him and our daughter again. The first time I saw Luna, I knew I had to stay. I regretted what I had done. The confrontation with Ryan Vance? I arranged that. I had to admit, it was a partial success. By shamelessly pushing my way in, I finally managed to move into the estate. They say a daughter is a father's soft spot. All I had to do was win her over. And I did. But I could still feel a wall between him and me. So when Luna proposed her Little Red Riding Hood game, I agreed. Maybe I was being too greedy. I wanted both of them. And as luck would have it, I succeeded.